Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 New Jersey Governor's Awards Student Voices. I'm never going to be able to fully say anything, I think, ever again, because I messed up the ending of the red carpet as well, which I believe I saw all of you on. Raise your hands if you were on the red carpet. Okay, so I think that's great. I think it was really nice to see all of you. I know it was really nice to see all of you, but I think it's great that you were all on there. So today we're just going to chat about what it was like to be at the in-person Governor's Awards. It was really cool for me, and I'm sure it was awesome for you guys. We're also gonna ask the general questions that we always kind of ask. You guys, if you come up with questions, you can ask each other. And then also always, please, audience, put comments and they'll come on screen and it'll be awesome to talk to you through your words. And let me see, is there anything else? Oh, also, if you're interested and you didn't get to go to the Governor's Awards on the 26th, we have a full recording, including the red carpet, where Tamar and I hosted, and it was super fun, like I mentioned before. And then also, it's the full ceremony. And so you get to see some awesome performances. You get to see everyone given their awards, and it's really, really awesome. So without further ado, let's start introducing ourselves. So Alex is finishing up dinner, which is totally cool. So we're gonna end on him. So we're gonna start with Tori. Then we're gonna go to Tanae. Then we're gonna go to Kush, and then we're gonna go to Alex. So Tori, you go first.
Hi, I'm Tori. I am from West Milford High School. I'm a senior, and I got 2 Governor's Awards, one for Stange for dramatic monologue, and one for also Stange for senior scholarship. And that one I performed at the Governor's Awards on Thursday night.
And it
Hi,
was awesome.
sorry. Hi, I'm Tanae. I'm from Mobile High School. I'm a junior, and I got the Governor's Award because me and my partner Kush, who's also on this live stream right now, won the Parley Debate Championship for states.
Hi, my name is Kush, and I already got an introduction from Tanae, but we both were the state champions in parliamentary debate, and I'm also from Mobile High School, and we're both juniors, and so we got this award because through the NJ Speech and Debate League, and so we're very thankful for them for this opportunity, and to the people that organize the Governor's Award, especially Jocelyn, for this opportunity to talk on this channel.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Gallegos. I won the Governor's Awards for improvisational acting at the NJS, the New Jersey Speech and Debate State Competition. Letters and acronyms are fun. Hi.
I actually had the opportunity, I remember I mentioned this on the red carpet, but I had an opportunity to see Alex perform because I was one of the judges for the New Jersey
State Speech and
Yeah,
NJSDA, I think.
Yeah, New Jersey Speech and Debate League. I always mess it up with New Jersey NJFDL, which is New Jersey
Forensics Debate League.
Yeah. So there's a lot of acronyms, as Alex just mentioned, and they're all great because they all provide opportunities for students just like you guys. So that's awesome. And I know that there's some debaters, which is great. And I got to meet you guys on the red carpet and chat about that. And so I want to kind of get started with what are some of your favorite things that happened at the event? You know, what were some things which you really liked that happened? And anyone can go first.
Well, personally, I thought the performances were great. Especially, I really loved Italy's performance of her poetry. I thought that was like amazing. And so I know it's also like really honored to meet some like the fellow people that won the Governor's Award. I think everybody that was there was extremely interesting and very talented in their own particular field. So it's really nice to like share those experiences and meet new people.
Definitely. I have a question about it a little bit later, but it was really cool to see everyone talking and engaging with each other, knowing that you all won this award.
I'd say like one of the highlights was bringing my family, I'd say, and spending time with them. And I think like having them all together, my grandparents came, which was really unique. and I felt like it was the first time my family was together in a while, like all together in a while, and it felt like super rewarding for like all the hard work I put in, and it just felt like super liberating that all my family could be there, and I feel like that was like one of the big highlights of going to the Governor's Award.
For me, I think just meeting everybody was really cool. Everybody was really nice. Also, the bagels that were there beforehand were pretty good. I like bagels, and it was a good time. I don't know. Everybody was great. You guys took the words out of my mouth, so I don't know what to say besides that.
Yeah, basically the same thing for me. It was, I think, so I performed. So we came in before and we were all like talking to like the audio people, and just like everyone around us was like so nervous, and we were all in the same place. Like the other girl, I believe her name was Kaylin Mahoney, and she wore the blue dress and she sang the song from Camelot, and she was amazing up there, but like we were all still in our nerves, and it was like, okay, well, we're all still human. And one of the freshmen, amazing that she won a governor like this early in her high school career, and she came up to me and she was like, you were really amazing. And I was like, oh, thank you. And she like seeked me out and she was like, can I have a hug? And I was like, this is weird. Like, I don't have a fan. Like that can't happen. Like, I'm a senior in high school. Like, this can't be happening right now. And it was weird. It was like we walked a little red carpet and it was like we were celebrities for a night, but we still were around each other, and it kept us humble. And I was like, this is really cool.
I remember so I won a Governor's Award in 2020 for my film Married Life, which has been showcased on the Governor's Awards Arts and J stuff a lot because I've been here for a while. And when I won that, I hadn't won the Governor's Award at that point yet. Well, I had technically, but I didn't know. I was at the New Jersey Thespians, and I was talking to the girl who starred in it, Jasmine Livingston, who also won an AXO award, AXO Governor's Award for poetry. But anyway, she was like, someone just noticed me and asked me if I was from Married Life, and I was like, wait, what? Like, knew who you were from my film? Like, that's super cool. And it's the community that gets built, which gives that spark of fame in a way, which is really, really cool, and being able to share that part of yourself. So yeah, that's super cool. I have a couple of comments before we move on to the next question. So Dennis said, congratulations to all of you for your successes. Absolutely. And then a Facebook user, and you can go into your settings and accept us if you don't know, accept the StreamYard qualifications if you don't know if you want to have your name. If not, that's totally cool. Facebook user says, congratulations to all of you. So, what are some differences? Because this is one of the first in-person events that I think most of us have been to in a while. So what are some big differences that you've noticed between virtual and in person, beside literally like one you're at home and one you're not?
Well, I can certainly say that one of like the biggest things that I've noticed is like just like again, just like building on that community aspect of it. Like when you're virtual, you're on Zoom, you only see people's faces, you can't actually have like a direct conversation with them. But I feel like, sitting around so many like interesting people and so many like talented people, it's a much different like overall like vibe to the event. And I really like the in-person event this year. And so I felt that yeah, that's like the main difference, just being able to like meet people, talk to them and get to learn about their experiences.
Definitely.
Yes,
We
and
forget the lag time. Oh, sorry. I was just saying we forget the lag time between people, like when it's virtual like this, we're having this specific time to chat, but when you're at a virtual event, you're rushing to do this or rushing to do that. You don't have that in between of like, oh, I see this person in the hallway or whatever. So definitely. Oh, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, similar to what Kush said, I feel like in-person events, personally, I feel like they're a lot more engaging for me, and I feel like the events hold a lot more significance when they're held in person, and you are able to interact with all the people, able to see all the people that are there, rather than seeing a bunch of people's faces on a screen. You're able to see that people are actually there, present, and like you're able to see the performances in person. You're able to see like actually have the emotions, and I feel like it touches you a lot more when you're in person rather than when you're virtual. And again, like just seeing a bunch of faces on a screen.
For me, one of the biggest differences and like cool things between virtual and in-person stuff is just the energy in the room. Like I first like a lot of the performances I do end up being very comedic, or I like play off of the energy in the room and try to like weave in and out of people. So it's very hard to get that virtually. And last year I kind of cut down on a lot of the stuff that I did because it just didn't feel right, if that makes sense. So just the energy in the room was fantastic. Hearing people go at some of the performances and just like the applause and people laughing, it was honestly just spectacular.
I saw Tori went like he took it. So have you come up with something else?
I think it's funny from like actor to actor. You totally just took the words right out of my mouth. I know I was performing the comedic monologue that I did for 2 years, and I never found it funny because I like the first time I performed it, I was a little too young to like understand some of the jokes, but I like never found it funny, and it was really weird to me because my parents laughed at it, and then but like having a whole room of people laugh at it, and again like feeling that energy and just having to stop and like let people laugh until I like say the next line. I was like this is so weird.
Everyone here has a sort of we're we're trying to master the art of presentation. So we're trying to put out a specific vibe so it gets a specific reaction. And so I remember one of my films, someone went, "Oh no," at a point, or like, "Ooh," and I went, "There we go." Like it clicked because it was like that was exactly what was supposed to happen in that moment, and they just did it without thinking about it because they weren't performing it for me. They were performing it for themselves. They were just doing a natural reaction, and that's what we all are trying to do as performers, as presenters. And I think that's really, really cool that we're able to get that again from being in person. Do we have any other comments before we kind of move on to our next question? So I kind of want to talk about what it was like to meet your other awardees. And so do you guys have any fun stories from the event? I know that we were all really excited to see each other, but what do you have any stories or anything funny that happened?
Well, for me personally, I was sitting next to the Congress State Championship. Sorry, state champion. His name is Surya Narla, and so I was sitting next to him and just talking to him the entire time. He was just a great guy. I didn't get the opportunity to meet him much at tournaments because like we're always like busy and like in that like hustle and bustle. But it was just great to meet like new people, gain different perspectives from him, and so we're talking about like because he's a senior, so we're talking about like where he's gonna go for college, and then there was another. I think I want to say a double bassist sitting in front of us, and she was also like extremely good. I think she was from the All State Orchestra, and so we were just talking about like college, and like where like arts education has taken us, and where we can go in the future, like from that. So I thought that just having that forum was just a really rewarding opportunity for us. Oh, and also, Jocelyn, I think I'm gonna have to step out now.
Absolutely.
So,
it was awesome to have you on.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I think I'm having to go too. Sorry.
Okay, that's totally okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank you for being on. It was great chatting with both of you, and I look forward to seeing where you go. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank
Congrats,
you for
guys.
the event.
See ya.
See you guys.
So
And
it's just
then
us
there were
three.
two.
Yeah, now it's just us hanging out, which is totally fine. So I saw Alex go when I went, "Do we have any questions?" So
I had to run and grab a prop. So I have a prop for this.
Oh my. Okay, he has a
So-
prop. Okay.
I right when I was waiting in line for the red carpet, I met somebody. We got to talking. They were super nice. They won one of the Art Advocacy Governors Awards, and we just stood around for a while, going, "Man, I wish there were better air conditioning in this place." And we were just like talking and riffing off of each other for a long time, and we went and took this. Here, wait, let me get the glare off of it. because we thought it was really funny. Because they had the little photo booth set up like in one of the alcoves off to the side, and we just did it. We thought it was funny, and hashtag girl power, hashtag legend. But yeah, it was just
That's great.
yeah.
I'm glad that that photo booth really got used. When I saw it, I didn't know that it was even there. Like, when you help plan an event and you have a bunch of people working on it, things like ideas pop up and all over the place. And so there's like brilliant things that happen without you even knowing sometimes. And so that's awesome. That sounds really funny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go figure out what the name. I remember meeting them on the red carpet, but I don't remember what their name is right now. So I'm gonna go get that. But do we have any other stories?
I definitely have a few. So my first one is, I forgot his name was Skylar. I forgot his last name, but he was the one who sang Popular. And so we were in like the practice room together, and we were like, I talked to him before, and I was like, do you know where we're supposed to go for performing? Because no one really told us like when we were supposed to like go backstage or where even the backstage door was. And we were like, so I was like, do you know where we were gonna go? And we got to talking, and I was like, I'm from West Milford, which is where Clinton Road is, which is like that like haunted road. And so that's like the first thing he thought of. And he was like, and then so we just started like talking about that road for a little while. And he was like, man, that's so interesting. And so we started talking about that. And then, of course, I met Jocelyn, I met you after when we got to talking, and we were like, where's the food? Where is the food? Like, come on. And then I took like 18 of those governor's cookies home. So that was cool. And then talking to you convinced me to put myself in the running to be an extra for a film that's shooting near my house. So here's hoping. And then probably, thank you. And then probably one of the coolest things was, so all the stage people sit together. So Pinelands always gets a lot of awards every year. They're really good. And so it went dramatic pair, dramatic monologue, and comedic monologue. And so Pinelands got the dramatic pair, and then they also got the comedic monologue, but I got the dramatic monologue. So I was like sitting in between this whole like group that was just like laughing together. And me and my friend Sophia, she got the VSA pair. So like she was sitting behind me. And so like Carmen Matarazzo was sitting right next to me. And then so his brother came over and was just like talking to their friend group. And I was like, this is cool. I was like, this is the second time I've met Gaten Mazzarato, because when I was a sophomore, I competed against him for dramatic pair. And he got first. He was amazing. And then me and my friend Mia got fifth. And then like I went up there and I did my pair. I mean, I did my scene. Oh my God, I'm losing it. Anyway, I did my scene, and they were all like, oh my God, you did amazing. Carmen was like, you did great. And all of his friends were like that. And I was like, this is super cool. And also I got to talking to Carmen, and he's so cool. And, you know, he probably feels overshadowed by his brother, but like, he is so cool. And then Gaten tapped me on the shoulder, and he was like, you did really, really good. And I was like, and I'm dying, and I'm melting. I do not survive anymore. So that was really awesome.
I met Gaten for the first time, I think, sophomore year, maybe freshman year, at the New Jersey, at the Thess Fest, New Jersey Thess Fest. And we took a combat class together. It was like a combat like workshop. And you were like, it's really not that good of a story, because I wasn't like his partner or anything, but I ran into him and we both fell over. So that was, you know, my claim to fame. Thank you.
Yeah, literally, like a few years ago, he left his phone, and my claim to fame was like, I was like, hey, is this anybody's phone? And it was his, and he turned around and he was like, he had all of his bodyguards around him, because like everyone knew he was going to be there. No one knew he was really going to be there the other night. And he turned around and he was like, oh my God, thank you. And then my theater director is like, that's the best acting you did all day. And I was like, yeah. That's probably it.
I knew he was going to be there, obviously, because I ran the event, but then also his brother won, and I was like, that would be like really mean if he didn't go.
Well, I mean, my brother didn't go, but you know, whatever.
I mean, well, that's your own situation.
Don't worry, my sibling didn't come either, so I understand.
That's totally understandable. So also the names. So Olivia Belasco is the person that you were talking about. And then Skylar, who you can see, like they mentioned, performance. Skylar Reed Lipkind performed Popular. It was great. It was gender bent, which is awesome. And you can see that on our YouTube on the live stream. I cannot give you exact time dates. You can just shuffle through, or you can watch the whole thing and have a great time like we did. Something also I noticed about, which was like different than in person and virtual, is that the time flies by so much more because of that like lag time in between, but we were there for so long and it didn't feel like it at all. So pretty cool. So I kind of wanted to discuss how did you learn that you won a governor's award? And then also, what does your governor's award mean to you? So specifically what you like were given a governor's award. You can also talk about what does the idea of a governor's award mean to you. So it's kind of like a two-parter.
Okay, I'm gonna take the first part first, and then like volleyball the next one over to you, Tori. So for the first one, I found out I won my governor's award right after I won the state championship. And they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're getting one of these." And I was like, "I don't know what that is." So I had to figure out what that was, and I was like, "Oh, never mind, that's pretty cool." And so I found that out, and then I got like a little invitation. I got like the little like invitation packet in the mail, and I was like, "Oh wait, this is like a fancy thing. I thought this was gonna be like they mailed me like a little like certificate and said Phil Murphy says congratulations," and I would have been totally happy with that. But then I got to go to something really cool like this, and I was like, "Oh, damn, that's crazy."
Yeah, so basically, you got yours. That's nice. That's nice.
I have it on my wall, and I thought I should stand up and show you guys. Yes, it is quite the fancy thing, the governor's awards.
Yeah, that's really nice. I just got I got like a legal size paper to like hang mine. Yeah. For me, I figured it out because for certain categories, like if you get if you get first place in it, you get a governor's award. So like I knew that, but like the process of them like doing it is so like of them announcing first place is so like scary because they're like first they announce the finals and then like a month after then they announce like who gets the governor's award. That's why it's so different virtual than in person because first of all then you send all your clips and then like a couple weeks later they announce who's going to be in the finals and then like a whole month later they like put together a whole video and then it's like okay well I didn't get 10th place so then I'm 9th place or above. So but at Stange we do it at Montclair and it's all just one day and you do it and if you mess up whatever but if you don't like there's a chance. So I'm gonna volley the next question back to you, Alex.
For me, okay, the governor's award like meaning to me is a little like grab bag. So on one hand, last year I got second place in the state championship for improv. So then me just getting first place this year was like, oh, I actually improved, cool. And it was just like a little. I don't want to say like, oh man, I knew I could do it. Just like it was a very good like confidence boost for me. And also it's very cool. I look over here because my medal's on my desk. But it's I'm like, oh man, I actually like did something. Neat. I don't know. It's like that and it's just a little like how do I say this? It's like a little feather in my cap that I can go, oh, by the way, I have this thing. That's pretty cool.
It's an affirmation, and that's what it kind of was for me as well. Like before I was like, oh, film is going to be like a hobby. Like I'll do it every once in a while, and I'll do like an actual job, some other, like a human normal job, other times. And then I won the governor's award, and I was like, wait, hold up. This thing that I made is like cool, and people like it. Okay, cool. I'll keep doing that.
Yeah, that's very similar to me. Actually, last year I did win second place in the governor's award category. We are the same person. Anyway, governor's award category, and I was like, dang it, I was so close. And this year winning it, it was just like wow, yeah, I did improve. It's not just like something I'm doing for fun. It's something I was also really back and forth on like what I was going to do for college, because I was like, there's all these people telling you like, my dad and mom are both in like medical careers, and my brother's an automotive technician. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going into the arts. Like that doesn't, but really if you do it right, like you're never out of a job. And it just kind of like boosted for me that I was like, I'll never be out of a job. But also I just think it was like just having the governor's awards for arts education. I mean, it was like a lot of, my school has suffered budget cuts along with a lot of other schools, but this year we had like a huge budget cut, and there was this whole thing with the board, and they were like, oh, we're going to take away teachers, but then we're like, oh, you can't take away teachers, so we had to take away other members of the board, and it was just like a lot of arguing, and then they just had to end up like cutting like one teacher from every department or moving them down to another school. And it was just like we had to get rid of our arts supervisor, and now she's the supervisor of film, English, like anything that can cover like writing or like theater or music or anything. She's the supervisor of everything because we had to cut the music supervisor. So I guess it just like solidified for me that it was like some people, when we get some sort of money, they build something outside for the sports people. But I guess it was just like, well, if somebody does care enough for this, then it changed my life, and it's going to change somebody else's. So
it reaffirms the importance that you already knew was there, but it kind of backs it up in a more official sense, for sure. That's really good to hear. That's kind of what. So I'm moving positions. I mentioned this on the red carpet, and then also this is kind of like my last roundtable for a while. I may do some every once in a while for Arts at NJ in the future, but we'll see. But I'm moving positions over to young audiences literally tomorrow, and thank you. But what's really nice about it is that's also another organization that provides opportunities for students, and it's all about giving as much opportunity as we can to help students engage with this part of themselves, help them understand themselves better. We talk about social emotional learning. Oh, there we go. Which is social emotional learning. And so that helps you communicate with people who are older than you, younger than you, but really importantly, communicate with yourself and kind of get in touch with what emotions are happening with you. Because if you don't know what's going on with yourself, it's going to be hard for you to handle and engage with other people, and especially engage with them on a human level. And so that's what arts really adds, and it's great to see that both of you have been helped with that. So that's cool. I didn't know what the Governor's Awards was either until I got it. But it felt important when they announced it, which is like, because it is important, but it like felt important. I remember it feeling important. I remember someone in my troop won a Governor's Award. We pretty much only had tech Governor's Awards for New Jersey thespians, which is I think has branched off more recently. And then they didn't have a film Governor's Awards when I asked, and I think I'm either the second person or the first person, but I think I'm the second person to ever win a film Governor's Award. Yes, thank you. But so I heard that she won a Governor's Award, and I was like, ooh, what is that? And then my coach was like, you may get it if you do any of these. And I was like, I don't really want to do any of those. But so then I tried one, and then I also did film. And then from there, I won it, and then I almost fell over backstage because I was an STO at that point, and so we were gonna go and perform. And I remember like my STOs being like, "Are you okay? Are you alive?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm alive. I'm more alive than I've ever been." But it was really great to to win the governor's awards, and for it to be affirmation, like you guys said, and then also to be part of another layer of the arts community, for sure, definitely. So we've talked about what it means, and now I want to know, what are some things that you guys are going to do in the future, especially this summer? What are some things you're looking forward to? I know both of you are going to be creating for the rest of your lives, which is wonderful. So what are some things you have coming up?
For me over the summer, I have lined up something where instead of working at a coffee shop like I did last summer, or I don't know, being a lifeguard, I am working on a bunch of video projects with somebody, and I'm very excited about it because despite me doing improv and acting, I also really like video editing and film. So I'm doing something for that as well, and I'm really excited about it. And then after that, I don't know, I'm going to college, I guess. I'm also in a production of Kiss Me Kate in Madison right now, which is really cool, and that's happening early August. You guys should come see it. I'm advertising on your show. So I think it's I think it's going to be great. B, I'm excited. C, I'm going to college for game design. So like you said, I'm going to be creating things for forever, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm just very jazzed all around.
Lots of potential in that cube over there. Lots of potential. Also, you should say what theater you're performing and what it's being performed at, so everyone can Google it. Do Kiss Me Kate at.
It's at the I don't it's at a high school in Madison. I
Okay,
don't remember the name off the top of my head. I look, okay, I haven't had a rehearsal there yet. We're still early on in the rehearsal process. But
that's
okay,
fine. Go
Tori,
to
you're
your
giving me judgy
email.
looks. You're giving me judgy looks right now, and I'm not here for it. All right?
Go to your email while Tori is talking and find it so we can go find it after. Now, Tori, go.
All right, I know what theater I'm doing my production at over the summer. Okay, Alex. Anyway, yeah, I know. Rolling your eyes. Anyway, I'm doing Mamma Mia. We haven't had auditions yet, but I do at the Highland Stage in Vernon every summer. I do a show there, and then I might be doing something on film. We don't know. And then a lot of senior stuff is happening right now. And just, I'm packing up August 15th. I go to SUNY Oswego to start my BA in theater and not just do acting, but also learn some tech stuff, some stage managerial stuff, and, hopefully get some jobs, out of college, and hopefully do stuff over the summer too. So, yeah, that's it.
That is
I
all
found the
super
name of the
exciting.
theater.
Okay.
So
Tell us.
shush. So come on down to the Madison Community House for a little bit of a teaser for it on Saturday, June 4th. So that's cool. We're going to be performing wholeheartedly at where's the school? I just saw it. I believe at the Holy Family School in Florham Park, as far as I know. But our performances are the weekend of August 5th. So come on down, see a lovely performance, and have a good time.
Okay, I feel thoroughly sold. I look forward to it. And we will hopefully post about it on ArtsEd NJ. So we have a comment. It's from Christina Hill, who was there and helped present her Apple Farms recipients. So she said, I just wanted to say congrats to you all. I'm so impressed by all the Governor's Awards recipients. It was an honor to celebrate you. It absolutely was an honor to celebrate every one of you. So now we're going to move on to our hashtag because of Arts Ed story. So that's a little silly, but it's great because if you look it up on our Instagram or on our social media, which you should definitely go check out, it's just at ArtsEdNJ or at ArtsEdNJ or at ArtsEd now or the NJ Governor's Awards, but you can find all of these things together. Also, we're looking for more subscribers to our Governor's Award YouTube, because if we have 100, then that means we can have an easier to grab link. So those are just some extra little goodies. And also always go to our website. There's always tons of goodies on there. You can sign up for our mailing list. You can check out our Instagram, check out who's on our team, all of that stuff. We constantly are posting. Yes. Ah, there you go. So he got it. Oh, there we go. And so what our hashtag ArtsEdNJ story is, because of Arts Ed, is tell us how you got into arts education. What are some things that you liked throughout your time? You guys are seniors, so you can talk about kind of what it's been like in high school and talk about your previous experience in the younger ages, and just chat and talk. And if you think of anything to ask each other about, or if you want to talk about a specific thing, we're here to talk about it. So I will share as well, but I'm not sharing first. So Tori, you can go first. Also, you can shout out teachers.
All right. Love you, Miss Burns. Anyway, but no, I feel like I just always wanted to act. Like I grew up watching like Disney Channel, like Shake It Up, Good Luck Charlie, and stuff like that. And I remember, like, so they did that, All Shook Up dance. I mean, All Shook Up. No, that's a musical. Oh my god, my acting self is coming out. Anyway, that Shake It Up like dance competition where like if you acted like and danced, you could like have a possibility of winning a spot on their show. And I remember there was like little old me. I like didn't like grow out of my like awkward phase yet. I'm still in it, but anyway, yeah, I know that was probably a pity laugh, but it's true. Anyway, so and then there's me in my like back lawn, and then I had like this bright. I also didn't know how to like wear colors, so I had like this bright green shirt on, bright like pink pants on that had like tie dye all the way down, and I was doing like one of the Shake It Up theme songs, and they had letters in it, so like I spelled out the letters with my arms, and I was like TTYLXOX, and I was like, it was great, and then I submitted that, and I was like, this is it. This is gonna be my breakout role. And I probably watched because they were like putting all like the people who like submitted videos up like for like the whole week. So I swear to God, I was glued to the TV for the whole week, just trying to see if like they would show my video. They never did, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a questionable video. It was not good. Yeah, I know. It was not good. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm not gonna let them tear me down. I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna act. And then I ended up like, I don't know, doing a show in my 8th grade year, being Miss Potts, and I was like, yo, this is it. This is it forever. I was like committed to a dance team, and I was like, I saw my friends perform, and I was like, this is it. This is just what I'm doing.
That's great. And I'm not saying that if you send it to us, we will post it, but I am saying that if you are interested in that, we will. I have many videos of like that myself. I think we all do. And some of us were unlucky enough to have posted it to YouTube. Some of us weren't. I have a little story before we move on to Alex's. One of my friends from high school, he really wanted to be YouTube famous. I think as we all kind of did when we were younger, when we knew, oh my gosh, YouTube's a thing. And so he posted a lot of stuff, and they were hilarious, and he was pretty good about it. And for NJFDL, you can take a piece of literature or whatever and then perform it. And so I listened to his thing, and then I transcribed it, and then I performed it. I didn't place or anything because I don't think you were actually allowed to do a YouTube video. But it went really well, and it was really funny. Because it was just him coming up with it on the spot, and so it was like an homage to him. So Lamont, thank you for having no shame when you were 10 and posting it. So I appreciate that. And it's still up, but it's hard to find. So Alex, go ahead.
I turned off my mouse by accident. So, for me, my story is a bit weird because I haven't lived in New Jersey all my life. I was born in Hawaii, then I moved to California, then I moved to Chicago, then I ended up in Jersey. So I went wagons east. So exactly. So my whole thing was I started doing acting sort of in 5th grade back in California. I got like a few lines as generic teacher character in school play. So I just said something literally reading off of a podium. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then I moved, and in 6th grade, I was like, I am not confident enough to do any of this. I don't know. So I was a bit squirrely in 6th grade towards acting. Then 7th grade, I tried out on a whim for the play, which was Giver, and I got the Giver in the Giver the first time that I tried out for anything. So I was like, well, that means that I can probably keep doing this, huh? So I just stuck with it. It was really fun seeing people just react to me on stage. Uh, I definitely don't like being the center of attention. Definitely not. The light up cat ear headphones don't mean anything. Shush. No, but I arts education has very much let me come out of my shell and let me like find who I am as a person. I attribute a lot of like my like self discovery and development as me to like just arts ed in general. Uh, I'm not going into arts ed for college. Like I said before, I'm going into game design. But in Chicago, which is where I'm going to college, there are a lot of improv troupes and a very good theater scene there. So I'm not stopping. You're still going to see me on stage, and that is a threat.
So a couple things. That is art. Game design is 100% art, just as dentistry is technically an art, being a lawyer is an art, being a teacher is an art. Anything where you're creating is an art. So, second of all, um, I think it's really cool to always push for something that Tanae and Kush represented really well, and all the people who won debate who were part of this represented really well, is they're probably not going to be actors when they get older because they don't want to. They're going to be lawyers, they're going to be doctors, they're going to be politicians, they're going to be whatever, they set their mind to be, because anyone who won a governor's award is likely going to be whatever they set their mind to. But anyway, but it shows that they had arts education. This is an arts education award. And so the people who won arts advocacy, they may be actors in the future, but they also are likely going to be politicians. And so it shows that going through arts education and being part of arts education doesn't mean that, oh, I'm going to be an actor, I'm going to be a performer, I'm going to paint, I'm going to dance or whatever. What it means is that I'm learning these valuable skills that I will put into something, So I'm learning public speaking, I'm learning presentation, I'm learning timing, I'm learning stuff like that. And when you learn those things, they can help you in everyday life, which is really, really nice. And so it's cool to see that Alex is doing that. You're learning it from this and then you're putting it into that. And also, I love improv. um, when they assigned me to the improv room, I was very excited. I did a lot of improv in high school, and I'll get to that a little bit in a little bit. I'll get to that when I tell my story. But improv I always thought was fun because life is improv. Like every day, every conversation, I'm doing improv right now. You guys are doing improv right now. When I go cook later, I'm going to be doing improv just with cooking. When I send emails, I do improv, but it's, I'm being a professional person, and so it's every day is improv. Everything is improv, just as every floor is a dance floor if you dance on it. So yeah. I want to talk a little bit more about you guys before we move on to my story, because everyone who's watching has probably heard it before. I told it when we first started doing the roundtables, and so yes. I want to talk about what are some skills that you've learned from the Governor's Awards. Not the Governor's Awards. Well, maybe, but what are some skills you've learned from arts education? So some things that you remember from your classes that you can implement, that you are implementing now. So this can be like stuff like actual speaking in front of people, or it can be other stuff what you didn't think about as learning from that. So anyway, go ahead.
We have a great form of communication here. No, probably like presenting. I've gotten really good at presenting things, and like to the point of where I know this is going to be useful in like college and in like bigger settings where I'd like. That's so cute. Anyway, where I only need to have like a few words on a slide or something, and I can just like ramble on and like talk about what I need to talk to if I've just absorbed the information. And I guess just like remembering lines, and also just like talking to people like in professional environments has really helped me be able to like approach like people that I consider like my friends in class, but just like in a professional way. And I know the end goal is not to like, get good grades, but it's to, be able to like talk to people in a professional setting like that. But I like somehow I feel like I can already do that pretty well. And I feel like these events, we were just talking about like the virtual as opposed to in-person events, and these in-person events have really helped me just be able to like talk to people like I feel like a normal human being.
I think that's great.
For me, okay. The answer to what it's taught me is yes, which very very advanced, very very 5-letter answer. But I like you said, I can just put a couple of words on the slides and ramble on. Like I think that's the most practical application for that is going, all right, I know I need to work on this slide and it says in the rubric don't look at it. So I'm going to put one word, glance at it and go, all right, I know what I'm supposed to say. But I think for me it's let me just talk like this a lot better. It's made it so that when I stumble over my words, I'm like, oh, nobody cares about that. As long as I keep talking, it's fine. And it also taught me like the value of slowing down. Because if you couldn't tell, I'm a bit hyper, a bit jumpy. But I've learned that a lot of the time slowing down a little bit and letting people really absorb what you're saying can be a lot more effective rather than talking really, really fast and trying to get everything across in a couple of sentences in a couple of seconds. Even though it's really impressive that I can do this good and talk this fast with this much diction, slowing down is a lot better sometimes. And I think that's something valuable just in life in general. Like, even if you want to go something like, oh, fast, right now, just take a step back, take a deep breath, collect yourself. You got this.
I like the improv lesson of the yes and it applies to the life as an improv, because that's how I've pretty much gotten where I am is yes and, always taking the next opportunity, always striving for more, not in like a, oh, I'm going to be better and better, and not having necessarily anxiety around, oh, I'm falling behind, but always looking for more opportunities. And whenever anyone offers them, which is great about this sort of organization and these sort of people offer you opportunities all the time. That's what's really great about being part of these organizations that Arts NJ pushes together, is that and showcases, is that all of these give you opportunities to say yes and to engage and to rise above your station, rather. You know what I mean? And so it's really cool to hear that you guys have said yes and that's how you're here, is the yes and aspect. So I guess I'll talk about myself now. I started as an actress when I was 6. I was like, oh, I want to be an actress. Like my whole life I was like, want to be an actress. And then my sophomore no, then I entered high school, and I was doing plays and stuff before. My first lead role was in 4th grade. I was in every scene except for the one where they were looking for me. It was a tiny Christian school, and so the name of the play and the character itself doesn't really matter because no one really knows what it is. But it's cool that it was a lead role when I was in 4th grade. And then in my freshman year, I kind of fell out of love with theater because it was hard to be in the hierarchy that's built up. And we all love the community of arts, and there's always going to be a wonderful community, but there's always going to be a flip side of it because there's an inherent competition to getting roles. There's an inherent competition to even the governor's awards. There's an inherent competition in everything. And so there's always going to be that little bit of extra push, which is hard. And especially if you don't feel 100% confident in your ability to do all the things that you need to. So anyway, so I kind of fell in love with it, and then my like freshman into sophomore year summer, my dad was like, "Hey, here's this scrap of paper. Look at it." And I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And it was a film camp. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, cool! I'll try that." Because I had written scripts before, and I had filmed little things with my Barbies and my Legos and stuff. And so yeah, I was like, "Yeah, cool, I'll try that." And so then I wrote the script for Project June, which is on my YouTube channel, still. And then someone else directed it, and then it got produced, and it was so much fun. And then that year I made a film, and it got fair in the rankings, which is not great. It's like, I think that's the worst one or the second to worst, which is totally fine. It was my first film, and I was like so bummed out. And I was like, I've only been doing this for a little bit of time. And then I went back to the film camp, and then the next year I directed and was the head editor on it, and the script writer and the story person. And so I did all these things, but it was obviously a group effort, and that's Guarding Lives, which is also on my YouTube channel. And then that's a really fun one. That's a mockumentary. Anyway, so then from there I made a film called Married Life, which, spoiler alert, you already heard the spoiler. I won a governor's award for it. I also got the highest ranking. Alex is so engaged, and I don't know if it's legitimate or not. I got the governor's awards. I also got the highest ranking in New Jersey Thespians, and that's how you get a governor's awards with film for New Jersey Thespians. And so that was amazing, and I really didn't expect it, especially like that quick of a upswing. And then COVID happened. But a good thing about COVID for me was that I met Priscilla, who is my current boss, and she was hosting a thing called the Past and Present Performance Series, which you can all still watch. It's still very, very interesting. And that's all on our YouTube channel. And then I was like, that was really fun. I hosted one of them where it was just me. And then she was like, "Oh, do you want to be our intern?" And so then I became the intern, and I was doing all of this wonderful stuff, and I really got the swing of meeting all of these lovely people and all these fantastic educators. And then from there I became the consultant, and now I am going to be working for young audiences, and this is my last roundtable for a little while, so or at all. So it's great, and it'll be hard leaving, but it's also really exciting because Young Audiences is such a phenomenal organization. So that's kind of my story. And I do have some upcoming things. I have a film coming out in fall. I'm going to film it over the summer, so we'll see about that. And then some other stuff that's going to be on my YouTube channel. But if you want to check it out, it's just Jocelyn Jeffries, my name, and it's the cupcake with glasses. So, YouTube. So that's my story, and I'm thankful for arts education because it's what gave me the opportunity to explore. And this is something that we were talking about earlier, is the ability to explore was given to us through arts education. And so that's what we always push for with having equal opportunity education, where every school has dance, and to some degree every school has theater to some degree. Every school has visual art to some degree. And every school right now has music in it, but it may not be the best program, but students still have access to it. And that's what we're always pushing for in arts education, and arts ed especially, is comprehensive education for everyone. So it was really awesome meeting you guys. Do you have anything to say? Do you guys have any questions for each other? Any questions for the audience before we kind of close out for the night?
I don't really have anything. I have a little parting remark. If I don't know how many people are in the audience, or if anybody's watching, parents, teachers, educators, whatever you may be, just remember to support people, I guess, because that's kind of what the arts community is. We may be tiny, but we are mighty and tiny. So just keep building people up. If I know it's hard right now with all like, oh, everything split down the middle, all the controversy, all the blah 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 stuff that I don't want to talk about, because we're here to discuss art, not everything out there. So just, I don't know, be true to yourself. If at some point you're like, I don't know if this is for me, that's okay. We'll still support you. Whoever you are, wherever you are, we love you. Keep being you, and happy Pride tomorrow. There's a reason I have this in my room. Yeah, that's it.
That rocks. So, Tori, do you have anything to say before we close out?
Why did Alex have to go before me is what I have to say. Anyway. But basically, it's just I work hard, be determined, make connections. And it's if this is what you want to do, I know I am not the foremost expert in this at all, but I know that this is what I want to do, so I'm going to do it. And if this is what you want to do, you're going to freaking do it. And that goes for anything. Don't let anyone tell you can't do it. Don't let anyone be like, oh, it's not secure, or you're not smart enough, or you don't fit in the role, or you're not what we're looking for, because you are going to be what somebody is looking for, and you are going to be great for that part. So just play what you feel is good inside, and you are going to be great for somebody, and they're going to love you.
Well, that is lovely. So with that, we're going to close out for the night. It was wonderful chatting with both of you. It was wonderful chatting with Janae and Kush, even though they couldn't stay for very long. I'm sure they had somewhere very important and educational to be. And I'm so excited to see where all of the winners this year go, and all the past winners, and everyone who participates in arts education in general. I'm very excited to see what the next generation is able to push out and able to create. And it was such an honor being part of Arts at NJ and facilitating lovely people just like you guys, and facilitating educators and facilitating across all platforms. And I look forward to seeing you all through young audiences. And I hope everyone stays safe and stays healthy and happy. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their week. We are in Tuesday, and so there's a couple more days, and then it becomes June. It's going to be June tomorrow, so that means Pride Month, definitely. And that means summer is just around the corner. So keep on trucking on, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. I hope you check out the Governor's Awards on our YouTube channel if you have not seen it. You can also check out all of our other lovely content that has been created over the multiple years that I've been here, and also the content before me. We also have Instagrams and social medias, so you can check those out there. You can check out our website, once again, our YouTube channel, YouTube channels. And then also I mentioned social emotional learning, so you can check out SEL, which is running down there, which is SEL for NJ, which is super, super important and is becoming a huge part of education across the board, not just arts education. So if you're an educator, definitely grab that, share that, and keep pushing for equality, keep pushing for diversity, and keep pushing for inclusion. And thank you very much for being on, and I hope you have a great night. And thank you everyone for being so wonderful, and have an awesome, awesome rest of your day and rest of your year and rest of your life.
Bye, everybody. Cheers.
Bye.